Hey listeners, this is your host, Brother X. I've come to you guys before today's episode, and I wanted to just make sure I put the disclaimer out here. Nothing crazy happened in today's episode, but I want to make sure that it's clear that all views and opinions that are expressed in this week's discussion are of the guest and do not necessarily reflect the opinions or thoughts of the Truth and Transparency podcast. With that being said, guys, let's get started with today's episode. And welcome back to the Truth and Transparency podcast with your host, Brother X, and
the culture scientist.
Yay! Air horn! Pew, 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 pew.
La 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 la.
You seem perplexed, Mr. Smith. Are you okay over there? Did something happen?
Boy, if you don't get...
And here on the Truth and Transparency podcast, we talk openly and honestly about everything in between. Huh?
Did you make our sound engineer angry?
I don't know. He'll say something in post about it. And here on the Truth and Transparency podcast, we talk openly and honestly about everything in between, why people can't get right in 2023. Yeah, man, people just wilding. And before we go any further, we would be remiss if we didn't go ahead and introduce. Well, matter of fact, let me ask you something. Coach Scientist, how are you doing?
You know, I'm okay. Countdown begins. Well, not begins.
I'm about to say it's beyond begin.
I'm so excited.
I wanted to go ahead and get that out the way so we can go ahead and introduce our guest. You know her, you love her. She hangs out with the American flag. Queen Ci, introduce yourself.
See, I was about to say something, but my federal agent is outside, and I'm gonna have to behave myself. Anyway, it's your girl Queen Ci back at it again. 61 and a half inches of fluff and fun and a little bit of fury, but y'all will find out about that at a different time.
Respect. You know him, you love him. He eats OPR eggs with his steak. TazCreates, go ahead and introduce yourself.
First of all, I'm allergic and I feel offended that you call yourself my brother and gonna say it's an intro like that. What's going on? TazCreates here on the West Coast. Happy to celebrate this 100th episode. Congratulations to both of you.
Appreciate it. I don't know, man. He looks like he's about to probate. He looks like an extra from Stomp the Yard. He looks like his beard detaches. Mr. Smith, introduce yourself.
You will now and forever be known as Blue Crab.
Wow.
Introduce yourself.
I fucking hate all of you. I just putting that out there. Just gonna say that up front.
For the culture scientist.
You just
Yes.
I ain't do shit.
You encourage it,
They don't know that.
but I do. Anywho, it's your favorite Fed, Mr. Smith, also known as the Soundbite Poppy, also known as Mr.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
And I want to thank the listeners for the comments, the plays, the subscriptions. Keep feeding us, we'll keep feeding y'all. Number one, shout out to the Chaotic Culture Podcast for always showing us love and support. That last episode, kid, you chose violence, son. How you gonna put Jay-Z, Nas, Andre 3000, and DMX as a one gotta go? How? Why? Why would you do that? Oh, I'm sorry. And Lil Wayne. Why that? I almost got mad. Anywho, secondly, listeners, if you don't remember, a while ago we talked about the pig sauce and that lady that was like, the pig sauce is not a health product, and there was a viral clip of culture scientists talking about FDA. Well, yeah, the pig sauce is not sold at Walmart. And it pretty much tastes like ranch and a little bit of cayenne pepper. Don't ask, I didn't taste it, so don't even ask me how I know, whatever. I just heard things.
You taste something pink is what you did?
Wow.
Really? You know my family listens to this. You know I can't answer that truthfully, right?
No, we've been past that point a long time ago.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be.
We all know how you got that beard.
Hey, hold on.
Nigga, you not vegan.
Probably culture side to probably say my last part.
I was trying to defend you, but they were.
Oh yeah, no, he
Yeah.
got fired.
I was trying to help
his
him
way
out,
through.
but they didn't let me.
I'm about to say he
Yeah.
on his hell week.
Yeah. Anywho, lastly, I don't even know what to name him. I'm just gonna call him the Republican grandfather, Mitch McConnell, had a press conference sometime at the time of this recording, the week that we're recording this, and in the middle of his comment, homeboy just stopped talking, like literally froze. And people were looking at him like, what in the hell is wrong with him? To the point where senators had to literally escort him off the podium to check him. Now, listen, if you don't remember, he fell and had a concussion. So I'm pretty sure this is lingering effects of the concussion, in which just resign. We don't want you. You ain't shit. Just let it go. Like LeBron's hairline. Just let it go. Like Mayweather trying to get an extra fight. Just let it go, sir. Just stop. Stop. You're not doing anything good. You're going to retire, and you're going to be just like Clarence Thomas, a nobody. That is all. Back to you, Brother X.
I don't know how to really follow that. First and foremost, I'm about to turn the chat off again. Yes, Coach, not Coach Science, is Queen C.
I want to make a correction to Mr. Smith's last comment. Clarence Thomas is not a nobody. He's a shambo.
Bruh.
Woo!
Nope. This protein drink is nice and tasty. Let me.
This water is really watery.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that is crazy. So yeah, Coach Scientist, how's your mental health?
It's better than the last week or so.
Okay.
But it's still. I'm just ready for the day to be here.
You are talking about the win, right?
Yeah.
Not your bachelor, right?
Yeah, we talk about that too.
Which one are you more excited about?
The wedding, of course.
I'm just checking. Okay, go ahead.
But I am looking, because it's my vacation, so I'm looking forward to my vacation as far as my mental goes. And I'm just remembering myself, take it one day at a time.
Respect. Queen C, how you doing?
Now that I'm back from my personal hell week, I'm doing a whole lot better. Yeah, I just y'all gonna drain my social battery before the end of the year. It's all right. I'm gonna be a recluse by the time holiday season come around, but I'm gonna have fun before that happens.
Understandable. Taz, how you feeling?
I'm good. I'm taking Auntie Maxine's advice and reclaiming my time. I'm going to be on PTO Thursday, Friday, and Monday. But work has been working, so it's time to take a break.
Respect. Mr. Smith, how you feeling?
Outside of y'all calling me a blue crab, everything's okay. Work's been working, and life's been lifing. Just trying to get this adulting out the way, and yeah, nothing really new, honestly, on this side outside of just getting back to my normal routine and just watching the world descend into madness and drinking. Queen C, I hate you. Drinking a margarita while watching the world burn.
Oh man, respect. I understand that. I'm doing all right myself. The Coach of Scientists and I had a good little reset. We went to the beach with some friends this past weekend, which was really dope. Shout out to Gavin McGraw. Is it Gavin McGraw? Yeah. If you was on a trip, you know why he is a theme song of the weekend. But all in all, it was a good reset. I'm getting over being sick, so that's kind of been on my mental. It's kind of hard for me to be sick. Honestly, because I get cabin fever really easily, so what you trying to say?
Listen, I said what I said.
Okay.
Very.
So it's very hard for me to just not do anything and rest. So I'm just recovering and trying to make the best of things. But all in all, I'm in a good headspace currently. Now we're actually going to go ahead and get to something that I found really interesting. It's not even that a big thing, but Coach Scientist, I need to know, would you let our future child throw money at strippers?
No.
Would you let him do it at Rolling Loud?
No.
Okay. So that's apparently what happened with Young Miami. She was allowing her child to throw money at strippers at Rolling Loud in Miami.
How old is he?
The boy don't look more than like 10.
So I'm going to have a limit for age still.
Wait. What age would be appropriate?
Because again, I would rather that sometimes my child do something under my roof or with me first. Just depends on what it is. But I don't think I want to see my child throw money at no strippers regardless. So no, that's just not.
I'm not letting it happen because it's probably our money. Fuck all the other shit. It's our money. He ain't got no money.
We gonna teach our child business from an early age. They might have their own.
Dog, he looked like he paying someone's tuition. Y'all have any thoughts?
That little boy is gonna be the reincarnation of Future.
Sensational.
He gonna be
You know what?
He was born in the streets.
Mr. Smith.
One, are we sure we didn't see that little ninja at Magic City when we were? You know what? Never mind.
Hey, it happens at Lou Wilson.
Magic school bus, Mr. Smith. Magic school bus.
Exactly.
Yes. But overall, I'm sorry. As a 8, 9, 10, there is no reason for him to be throwing money at strippers. I'm gonna need him to know his ABCs, his 1, 2, 3s, his fractions, PEMDAS, the Pythagorean theorem, and algebra, pre-algebra, trigonometry, all that shit for you to think about that. But again, as we always say, listeners, it's Florida. So, yeah.
Well, yeah. So I just thought that was very interesting. But Queen Ci, did you have something you wanted to share?
Just that I'm sick and fucking tired of Carisha ass. She get on my nerves. She can't rap on beat. She talking about Diddy peeing on her. She got her son, he 10 years old, throwing money on what the fuck is wrong with this bitch?
She got her son throwing the money off beat. Yes, Mr. Smith.
I just want to make a comment to Queen Ci. Is the clip unloaded? Do you have any more bullets? Because you've been firing today.
Y'all know my hatred for her and her non-rapping ass anyway. This just takes it to another level. Like, shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. Tired of it.
Well, that's too damn bad.
You asked her if she had thoughts, and she had thoughts.
She did. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on from that. Play the music.
Okay, that's gonna be a fun edit. So I'm gonna roll through some of these quickly. I'm gonna start with the most craziest thing I've ever heard, and then we're gonna get to the end. So I'm gonna start with soccer. And listeners, please don't threaten me if I get this man's name wrong. Mbappe. This soccer player has an offer from Al Hilal, Saudi Arabia, for $1 billion. There's a $1 billion bid for this man's services to play soccer for their club for 1 year. Let me get this right. You play 1 year of soccer with this club and you get $1 billion. Now, technically speaking, he doesn't get the full billion because there is a transfer fee that should he accept to play for them, there will be a transfer fee of $332 million that Al Hilal would have to pay to PSG. But after that's done, he still gets $776 million.
Bro.
Nick, I need to know, what do they do over there for this money? Because this is ridiculous.
You know exactly what they do. They fly women out and...
No, we know what the women do for that type of money. I want to know what they do to have that money on reserve.
Fair enough.
Yes. Okay. Moving on to the NCAA, and child prodigy Bronny, aka LeBron James Jr., son of NBA superstar, Hall of Famer, and a candidate for the argument of the greatest of all time. Not saying he is, not saying that he's. I am saying this because I already know how motherfuckers get as soon as they hear, well, it's about Jordan. I ain't asked all that. I'm just saying he is a candidate for the conversation. But Bronny was practicing for University of Southern California, USC, and in practice suffered a cardiac arrest and had to be rushed to the hospital. They said that, he's in stable condition and he is out of the ICU and doing fine. So, we're going to have prayers up for him. I mean, he's obviously been dealing with a lot ever since he was a child. With obviously LeBron being the star that he is, that family didn't have a normal life. So I just want the man to actually, I can't call him a boy because he is 18. I just want the man to actually have like a good college career and actually do the stuff that he loves to do. Speaking of colleges, we love our HBCUs. Okay. I want to make sure that is very clear before I say the next thing I'm going to say. We love our HBCUs. But FAMU, what actually, let me rephrase that. FAMU football team.
Right.
What in the hell were you thinking shooting a music video that you talking nonsense when you're on scholarship to play for FAMU? That doesn't make any sense. This is the same thing we talked about with old girl who posed naked in front of the Rattler statue. Y'all know what the morals and values of HBCUs are. Why y'all gonna do that? You already know anybody at HBCU, and you're talking on a podcast right now where everybody on this podcast is affiliated or is graduated or both from HBCU. We already know the rules and regulations and code of conduct. They will come down on you so fast. Flash can't keep up with that shit. So, needless to say, the coach Willie Simmons, that all football activities have been suspended indefinitely, meaning there ain't no season for FAMU. And if I'm FAMU students, especially a freshman, I'd be pissed.
It's FAMU, yo.
Yeah, it's up there.
That's like a big deal.
It really is.
So that's just ridiculous. But
gonna be us though.
Homecoming gonna be terrible.
Yes, it will be. I mean, but we have. No, I was about to incriminate us. Nope, not going to do it.
How about you better not? Let that dead dog lie.
Facts. Going to the NBA.
This is a safe space. Go ahead and speak your piece.
Oh no, it is not a safe space.
Nah. The black box is buried on that one. We're not gonna dig that
after the
We'll talk off air about
that.
We'll talk.
We'll talk off. There's a couple things, but we ain't gonna incriminate us. To the NBA, Jaylen Brown, star. Is he a forward or a guard? He's a forward, right?
Forward.
Yeah. Star forward for the Boston Celtics got a 5-year, $304 million fully guaranteed contract extension.
Goddamn.
I'm going to say that again. 5-year, $304 million fully guaranteed. That man could not play another game. And he's got $304 million over the course of the next 5 years. Let me also say that if I would have seen this as a kid, I would have had hope to go to the NBA. Because listeners, this man got that type of bag, but he can't go left. He can only go to his right. He cannot go to his left. That speaks to me. I can't go to my left. So you're telling me I could have made $300 million not going to my left? Bruh. Come on. I would have loved that. But, props to him. He definitely deserves it because he is option 1B or 1A, depending on how you look at it with Jason Tatum. So, hopefully Celtics are really going to do well with him. Lakers are still going to whoop that ass, but that's neither here nor there. And then finishing off. So in the NFL, Justin Herbert, one of the top 10, arguably top 5, depending on how you look at it, quarterbacks in the NFL right now, gets his payday, 5-year, $262 million extension, which is funny because he literally waited for Lamar to get his done and was like, all right, let me get $2 million more than that nigga. And I'm not mad because, again, as long as my QB is under contract, I could get 2 shits. Saquon Barkley, who was doing the holdout with all the other running backs, ended up signing a 1-year deal for $10.1 million. The man signed a 1-year contract to get $900,000 more in his contract. No. I mean, on one end, I get it, get your money, but I wouldn't have held out and then you signed for literally $900,000 more. I would have at least got $2 million. But at the same time, I have to remind myself, I'm not an NFL player. They know what they're doing. Speaking of fans who literally like to talk to NFL players like they crazy.
Uh,
Insert Cam freaking Newton. And listeners, I just want you to hear what this man had to say regarding one of the fans at one of his pro camps.
Yo, what's good? What's popping? So over the past weekend, I was at an event, and you probably have seen this clip right here.
Yes. No, you met me.
Yes. I met you.
Where? Tell me about it. Show me a picture. Show me a picture.
I got an autograph.
Oh, shit.
How many rings you got?
9.
I got a question.
9.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. We got the same amount.
And no, but we don't got the same bank account.
So too many times we've seen people, hecklers, fans, whatever, kind of give off an energy not knowing that they may get what they're asking for. This is where it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how young you are. As a fan, you're free to say whatever you want to say. My issue comes when you play the victim. You started this, and the energy that you were giving, I just matched it.
What was the beef, bro? What you tell him? I told him that Drew Brees is his daddy. He knows that for real. The Saints run his shit. He ain't do nothing against the Saints of his last 4 years. Ain't nothing he did.
I know where I'm at. I'm very alert to what's going on here. The event was in New Orleans. I know LSU, New Orleans Saints reign supreme there. Pelicans, cool. So this is my point of view of what really went down.
Hey, how about this? Who's your favorite quarterback?
Right now?
Have you ever met Drew Brees?
Yeah.
No, you met me.
Yes. I met Drew Brees.
Where? Tell me about him. Show me a picture.
Training camp.
Show me a picture.
I got an autograph.
I got it.
How many rings you got?
Show me a picture. 9.
I got a question.
9.
Oh,
9.
we got the same amount.
And no, but we don't got the same bank account. What else?
Hey, he forgot he was a football player acting like that. You're too famous to be acting like that.
No, don't play the victim now. Don't play the victim now.
No, you a little boy, you was talking shit.
No. Hey, listen. It always happens like this. Who started talking shit first? No. Hold on. Now you're a little boy now, huh? This is how it always go. It always starts as now you start this shit, now you start playing victim. I don't give a listen, talk.
What happened? Cameron might have been in, he won't talk shit. He ain't even go to the NFL. Humble yourself, Cam. Fuck with him. Humble yourself.
Hey, listen, bro, I'm giving you all the energy you want. Your light's on, by the way. Listen, I'm giving you all the energy that you want. You can't talk shit to me, bro. When I give you the energy that you want, I'm giving you the platform to speak on my platform. And then I give you the energy, I match your energy. Yes, you talk shit to me all the way over there. Who's your daddy? But when I come over here and I match, hold on, I'm gonna let you talk. When I match your energy, when I give you the energy that you gave me, it's almost like humble yourself. So that's what I call cap. It's like when I was over there and I was just chilling.
I was a nobody though.
You're not. But I'm just saying, when I sit up here and I match your energy, now you play the victim. Now you go.
All right. I got one more question.
Yes, sir.
Who's your daddy?
Cecil Newton.
Hey, Cam.
That was a good response.
Can I get a picture?
So you guys heard all of that. And one, I'm very appreciative of the fact that athletes actually use their platforms, whether podcasting or doing interviews where they actually talk like actual sports lingo so that you actually feel like you're in the huddle with them. Shout out to Iman Shumpert, who be talking, like his stories actually bring me in. But as a fan, do you understand how hard it is to get to the NFL? Do you understand how, like, literally a lot of athletes that you see on Friday Night Lights, Texas athletes, whatever, a lot of them don't make it to the NFL. So for you to go to Cam Newton and say, oh, Drew Brees is your daddy because how many rings do you have? You have the same amount of rings as me. But Cam can potentially be a Hall of Famer. Cam has gone up with some of the best in the world. He had an MVP season that, had it not been for the Denver Broncos' crazy-ass defense, would have got him a ring. Now, don't get me wrong. I can judge him about his throwing mechanics because sometimes it's almost
it's fair.
I'm trying to remember.
He throws like Draymond Green shoots.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember what movie it was with the boy that broke his arm, and every time that he would wind up to Major Leagues, he throws like that. Like when he cocks back, the ball velocity when he shoots out, it's like, oh my God, like Cam, who do you think's gonna catch that? But that worked for him throughout college, in the NFL. So I'm not going to judge him for that. But for a dude and listeners, the boy that he was talking to was on the Caucasus Mountains. For you to have the audacity to not only say, oh, Cam, who's your daddy, as well as, oh, he needs to be humble, he needs to do this. Like, dude, do you understand what you look like? You look like a racist by telling somebody he needs to be humble because you're talking shit to him, but you're not expecting him to talk shit back. And Cam said it best. I'm going to give you the energy that you're giving me, and I'm going to give you the platform to say what you want to say, and then you want to play the victim. So I agree with Cam. Do I agree with all of the antics that he did in the video? No, but I'm not going to get on him about that because in the moment, like, the dude needed to be humble and you had to do what you had to do. I'm not mad. And he explained everything, especially when the other fans are saying, no, homeboy started talking shit first and Cam is just responding. And for anybody that's saying, oh, well, Cam is an athlete and he should have understood that everyone's going to say that he needs to be more humble. No, Cam out the league now. Cam can do whatever the fuck he want. He got his money. So Cam, you should have put that boy in the dirt, but that's neither here nor there. Go ahead, brother X. I see you got something.
Quick side, since you want to say something?
I agree with the message. Anyways, like I don't see anything he did wrong. Like he handled himself. He could have handled that very differently. And I think he handled himself very well. Right. I don't necessarily like agree 100% with everything he did, but I get the whole matching energy. I feel like a part of my life lately is when I start matching people's energy, they don't like it. They're like, oh my gosh, Tia. I'm like, what? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Start over with, oh my gosh, culture scientist.
Like, in all honesty, like, he could have been, like, if Cam wanted to be a real dick about it, he could have kicked old boy out of the event. Like, he could have told him, hey, security, get him out of here. Could have been a real dick about it, and then you would complain about it and do all this other stuff. But he matched your energy, and dog, you didn't like it. Like, it's crazy. Like, you can't just talk to anybody any old type of way. Queen C, go ahead.
And to piggyback off of that, this the whole generation talking about, oh, the vibe this, the vibe that. Vibe is matching the energy. So if you can't handle what you put out, change what you putting out. Because I tell you right now, Cam Newton ain't the one to try to match energies with. He gonna meet you at your level. They say, oh, if they go low, we go high. No, Cam going low.
Like, at the end of the day, no matter how much shit you are talking, this is a 6'3", 6'4", 200 and probably like 250, 245 pound dude. Like, regardless of anything else, if he decided to push his hands on you, you going in the dirt.
First off, a man with shorts that short don't give a fuck about nothing.
Oh yeah, man. I'm about to say he moonlights as the Joker. So please believe he does not care.
I just want to say 2 women got pregnant at that interview.
You out of pocket.
Wow. Wow. All right.
You telling me kid count at 7 now?
11.
Damn.
Wow.
Nick Cannon status.
That is crazy.
So basically now we're saying at 7-Eleven, his doors is always open.
These draws are.
Oh
wow.
my God.
Wow. All right. So listeners, if you have any other questions, comments, and want to learn more about the NFL as training camp goes on, hit up my boy Red Wolf on his YouTube and his Instagram. His links will be in the description below.
All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into these Now Mind Yous. Now, for listeners who have not heard this before, Now Mind You is the segment of the podcast where we talk about interesting stories that we found on the internet, and we use the Black vernacular of Now Mind You to tell you the key or vital points of the story. So, listeners, we held off on this story for a while because we wanted to make sure that we had all the facts and make sure that it was very clear. Mr. Smith, do you mind reading this one for me?
Sure do. So we're talking about the story of Carlee Russell, the young lady who there was a story came out that she had been abducted after witnessing a baby stroller on the side of the road as she was on her way. I don't know where she was heading to. I don't know if she was on her way home or wherever she was going. But there was a search for her to figure out, oh, like, where'd she go? Another Black woman gone missing. It was big coverage. And then 2 days later, they ended up finding her, taking her to the hospital, and be like, okay, let's go ahead and start investigating what happened. Well, it turns out that within that whole kidnapping, she made it up. And don't take it from me, take it from the attorney that she actually has that says the whole thing.
My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone during the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, as to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter. Carlee, again, ask for your forgiveness and prayers.
So you heard that correctly, listeners. The attorney said that, she made it up and she apologizes. And I'm gonna kick it back to Brother X. Just the one piece I want to get off is it's sad because it could be something mental health wise. It could not be, not sure. But this is really going to set Black women back a little bit due to the fact that now everybody's going to be like, well, you could be lying just like Carlee Russell. And it's like, no, actually they were missing. She's one of the few that, might have just messed up for herself, but you shouldn't put that stigma on all Black women. But we all know how the United States thinks about Black women. But back to you, Brother X. Go ahead.
I'm actually going to let TazCreates go ahead with this first.
So, Mr. Smith, first, to your point, I don't think it's a setback for Black women. Like, in all regards, we say that, like, race is not a monolith. And so this was just some Alabama shit. And I don't know what she was on or off that day, but, like, that was a unilateral decision on her part. Now, going back to her lawyer, I think there's a connection, actually, and we need to go down the rabbit hole. I'm about to start a theory. Do you remember Kevin Hart's stand-up where he was like, let me explain? Yes. There was a baby walking along the side of the road, and then there was a deer, bro.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about? What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about it when I did it. I should have said, like, Burger King.
All I'm saying is that's proof that the baby and the deer exists, and you just follow the trails. That's all I got to say. Follow the trails.
The other mister.
Wait, which one was that?
So my friend.
Uh-huh.
And then her mister.
Uh-huh.
That you can tell they friends when they say stuff like that.
Yes. Yes. Shout out to Cousin Simba.
Thank you.
That is 100% Cousin Simba.
Here.
That is 100% Cousin Simba. Like that is how I know y'all are friends.
As soon as he said that, I was like, "Where's Cousin Simba when we need him?"
God, it's terrible. But honestly, this is just a really unfortunate situation. Like, it shouldn't, any situation that this comes up as, it should never get to that point where, whether it's because of relationship, because of family stuff, you should never get to that point where you have to cause a national search for this person and all the stuff that's going along with her, because it may not be a strike against Black women, but it sure as hell makes it harder for people who don't really want to believe in the truth when shit like this happens.
Also, you sorry, bruh? You sorry? That's how you feel? You sorry? Bruh, that's how I feel. Nah, something bigger than just, I'm sorry for the inconvenience to my family and all the search. Girl, I really do hope something is actually wrong with you and not that you just decided to just do something crazy. That's it.
Go ahead, Queen Ci.
So I hear everybody's point about, this could mess it up for, Black women who actually go missing in the future, whether or not police choose to search for them. But let's keep it all the way 100. Police wasn't out there looking for us before Carlee. They damn sure not gonna be out there looking for us if we go missing after her ass.
Message.
Let's call a spade a spade. They don't give a fuck about us. To paraphrase Michael Jackson.
That is a strong paraphrase.
You know that's what he meant when he sang that song.
I can't hear him say it though. Like, his voice is too high for him to say.
All I want to say is that they don't give a fuck about us.
Greatly. It's actually great. I love that song.
Bruh.
The second thing I want to say in regards to her lawyer is they got his ass up here like fucking Bill Clinton in 90 whatever, looking like he ain't have sexual relations with that woman. Bruh, sit down. You got a little fame.
Well, I mean, hey, he's like, dog, I get paid regardless. That's very
much the retainer fee.
Oh, hey, I'm about to say them bills get paid.
He does. He sounds like a cross between Bill Clinton and Colonel Sanders. Yeah.
I'm about to say, Taz, you ain't got no couth. You also know what doesn't have any couth? People robbing boats. So apparently, Taz, I'm about to mute you. I know you're muted on the call right now, but I'm about to mute you in the chat. So apparently, down in Tampa, Florida, Quavo was among other passengers. I'm sorry, not Tampa, in Miami. Correct me. Were all on the same boat where, I'm sorry, you have to be more specific.
Among passengers on board Miami yacht during alleged robbery. Is that what you were trying to say?
Yes.
Okay.
No, continue.
That's really helpful. I
Go ahead.
I just started the title.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, I'm listening. I'm being a good listener right now.
Move forward, so I can't see it that far.
Mom and Dad, stop fighting.
I'm trying to be a good listener.
I wasn't, so I'm sorry. Continue.
No, it's okay. Robert Quavo has found himself mixed into an alleged yacht robbery that took place over the weekend. The odd set of events took place on Sunday aboard a Miami luxury boat when several people boarded the yacht for a party. Page 6 reports that several men became upset with the crew when they were told that their time was almost up on the boat. Two of the passengers, identified as Cornell A. Whitfield and boy, that almost gave me an aneurysm trying to say that man's name. And another alleged person became belligerent and demanded their money back. One of the angry men reportedly even swore to kill the captain and throw him off the boat. That shit is crazy. Ms. Smith, do we have any audio from this?
Now at noon, police investigating a possible robbery on a yacht.
It happened last night right near the popular spot, The Wharf in Miami. And Local 10 News reporter Roy Ramos joins us live from there.
He has some new details just into our newsroom. Roy.
Yes, we have just learned that Migos rapper Quavo was aboard this vessel, and I can tell you that it was a rather large scene. Multiple agencies responding to this possible armed robbery. FWC, along with Miami-Dade Police, City of Miami, and Miami Beach Police. This, of course, after we heard reports that the owner of that vessel was held at gunpoint, allegedly. Police seen swarming a large yacht docked on the Miami River near the wharf Sunday night. City of Miami Police said it was just before 9 o'clock their officers responded to a possible armed robbery aboard the vessel.
It was kind of like an ambush from both sides, and that's when we got rushed out. We saw police holding guns, rushing in. It's a crazy scene, not gonna lie.
Cell phone video obtained by Local 10 show the moments police boats approached the yacht searching for suspects. While we are still working to find out if anyone was taken into custody, witnesses we spoke with said this all started when the client paid thousands of dollars to charter the vessel, then allegedly demanded the money back after returning from the trip. Patrons at the wharf watching the area outside of the popular bar quickly turning from a hot spot to spend a night out to a crime scene filled with law enforcement.
All of a sudden, there's like a police boat that came to the front, and people are just raising their hands up. So we were kind of wondering what's going on.
So we did reach out to the City of Miami Police. They told us that the Miami Beach Police Department was the lead investigator on this case. As we received that report and as we were reading through it, they say because of conflicting information, no arrests have been made. For now in the City of Miami, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Bruh. Taz, You got to stop. We are recording a podcast. I need you to chill.
What'd I do?
Bad ones.
It is too funny. I don't listen to you're not privy to this, but you are going to kill the rest of my guests on this podcast with the laughter.
All right, ponytails.
Wow, that's crazy. That's real crazy. All right. So anybody have any thoughts about this situation with Quavo?
A lot.
It really is. I bet he was about to take off the boat. Mr. Smith, go ahead.
1, you get drums because that was a good slider. 2, Taz, stop. You're going to kill me. Like you literally are going to kill me in this chat. Please stop. Oh, okay. Center, Mr. Smith. Center. Okay. 3. The fact that in the story, listeners, like the 2 armed men were like trying to rob not so much the patrons, but the people that work for the yacht as well as the captain, and they ended up snatching the captain's wallet, which held about $3,500 in cash, took his phone and took one staffer who retrieved about $5,000 from a room to turn it over to the alleged assailants. That's crazy. Like I understand that, like, you know, yachts in Miami are expensive, but damn, that's a lot. That's a lot. And the fact that they have your names, y'all ain't gonna go far. I'm sorry. For what, $8,500? Y'all going to jail? Nah, I'm good on that. Last thing, and listeners, you can't see this, but when me and Brother X were previewing this story, there was another video where Quavo is zip tied and detained for questioning because, you know, Black people, yacht, he rich, he must be a suspect, even though he was not. He ended up not being a suspect, wasn't, you know, anything like that. But in the video, me and Brother X counted at least 7 to 8 IG models, and of those IG models, at least 3 of them were fully naked. And I'm talking like, there's one thing where, you know, like back in the 90s, a woman would be like, "Oh my God, I'm naked, let me cover, whatever." No, there's one girl that's literally staring at the cop with her back to the camera, fully naked, bust all that, and she just sitting there like she's taking a smoke break. I'm just like, this is the world we live in. It is very interesting stuff, like good, like interesting stuff.
All right, Queen Ci, go ahead.
2 things. 1, were they Somalian?
Very possible.
I just say it. Did he hold a gun to the captain and say, "Hey, look at me, I'm the captain now"? 2, the name you could not pronounce, that shit said Anthony.
Oh Lord.
His mama sounded that shit out. His name is Anthony. It sounds Somalian. I'm just saying.
Mrs. Smith.
To that credit, I'm looking at the name now, and that sounds like some shit that you would hear somebody yelling at a kid to be like, "You need to go work." I'm spelling this name out, and it says Anthony working there. It sounds like, Anthony, if you're not working there, your ass back to the, like, that's what that shit sounds like.
No, this is what it sounds like. Black people were failed. I think his mama was on like the epidural, and so her jaw and everything got sensitized. So she was trying to say Anthony's at work, and in reality, that's what you got.
Anthony, at work, you look like the last part now. So y'all come in
Anthony a word. That bitch was saying Anthony is at work, and she could not sound it out for the life of her.
Nah, this nigga name is Pig Latin. Like, what the fuck?
I'm dead. Yep. Taz and killed me. Yep. Taz and killed me. Time of death, 10:12 p.m.
Oh my God. Oh God. I don't even know where to go from there. All right. Woo. Okay. Niggas got me hot. So Speaking of Atlanta, singer Monica had to jump into a crowd at one of her shows after witnessing a man assaulting a woman in the audience. So, I'm sorry, wait, okay. So, it was in Detroit where the actual event happened. So, do we have audio from that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead and play it.
Don't you hit her like that. Listen. Listen, if y'all don't get that out of here, won't even play like that. You ain't no lady like that. You out your mind? Say it. You don't hit no lady like that. These suck ass.
I'm about to say, this is how you know she was serious when she proceeded to say, fuck ass nigga. You don't just say that to any type of person. Like, you must have high disdain for someone to say that in that situation.
Also, they people don't know. You don't mess around with her. She like that.
I'm about to say, she don't play that at all. Like, there's a reason why she's called Gunica, if I said that correct. But dog, it's just like ridiculous that this was even a thing in the first place. Like, one, you're going to an R&B concert. If you and your significant other have that type of beef, one, y'all shouldn't be together in the first place. But two, like, y'all need to figure this shit out beforehand. Like, y'all go in there to have a good time, figure out your shit. And if y'all can't handle going out together without getting into an argument, like, again, you don't need to be together. But if you're trying to work it out, don't do it in public. I'm not saying hit her, but I'm saying handle your personal issues in private. Because it's never going to end well if it's out on Front Street for everybody to see.
You have an audience for this video?
I don't think so. It's not good enough? Okay, cool. Any other?
The one in the white hat who hit her.
Yes.
And it's the one with the golden hair who got hit.
Correct.
Cool, okay. Just making sure I got it.
Okay. Anyone else have any thoughts about this situation? Mr. Smith?
So, of course, here at the Truth for Transparency podcast, we do our due diligence and make sure we review all different angles of said incident. So, listeners, you got to understand, Monica is like in a pink, jacket and mini skirt. And,
yes.
Yeah, so she's up there, right? And she's, doing her thing. And like you said, it's an R&B concert. So one, this dude looks like he's in his like mid to late 40s. Like homeboy got the Trick Daddy, gut and face going on right now. I don't know if he's drunk or what. But in the other clips that are right at the scene of the crime, you can see like he's restraining the woman's arms, like they're in an argument or whatever like that. And right before security gets there, like he takes one of his hands away, says she has a free hand. And she proceeds to try to punch him. So when she tries to punch him, he slaps back. And then that's when security is like, yo, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Now, on one end, I'm not going to defend what he did, right? I feel like everybody should keep their hands to themselves. However, dude, even if you were in the right in the beginning, and let's say that she was giving you attitude, you still look bad by retaliating with a smack because you are surrounded by a whole bunch of women. You are in front of Gunica, and you are like, it's not like you in the back where you can run out. Like, you have no clear path to get out of there. So you are going to get jumped at some point or another because listeners, this is Detroit. Let's remember, this is the city where they take steps.
Yes.
Stone steps.
Yep.
So what makes you think they ain't going to steal off on your ass? But overall, I just say, why are we doing this at an R&B concert? Like, what? Why are we arguing? Why are we like? I don't care how drunk anybody gets, and trust me, I've been at festivals where people have bumped into me and all that. I'm like, you know what? You're not worth my job, my livelihood, or me, or things going wrong in my life. Like if I'm working so hard, I don't want to mess it up because you have an attitude. The way I think about life is, if someone is going to come at me with that type of animosity, I always ask myself, is it worth me losing everything that I've worked hard for this one moment? And if it's not, I have no problem. Like, you know what? I'm going to walk away. And I think Boondocks touched on it when it was a nigga moment. And the dudes was like, "You want to die today, nigga? Fuck you say, nigga." And they shooting at each other. But then when it comes to a white person, it's like, "Hey, nigga, watch where you going. What did you? Wait a minute, I'm white. Let me walk away." Like that's kind of how it is nowadays. Like I'm not gonna throw my life away or my livelihood because you have an attitude. I'd rather continue on with my life and keep myself peaceful than deal with this type of nonsense. But different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Okay. Queen C, thoughts, opinions?
Nukunica.
Bruh. TazCreates, you got anything?
My money is on sis. I think she was there minding her business, trying to be nice. Granddad bought her a drink and he thought he owned her for the entire night. And so, like, I don't know if he got fresh or tried to touch her in a way that was inappropriate. And sis over there won't having it, so I respect her. I don't care what the occasion is. I don't think there's any situation where it's all right for a man to hit a woman. That doesn't condone women hitting men, but just as a man, I couldn't bring myself to hit a woman. And so that's my morals and standards. And so fat ass granddad's out of line.
Why are you laughing at the inappropriate time?
Just to show you Gunica not having it.
I'm picking at you. But nah, I don't mean to be laughing while you said that, but I agree, Taz. Like, it's just a situation that shouldn't happen, honestly. But that was our segment of Now Mind You. We're actually going to take a moment to turn the page to our next segment, which is our Black Business Highlight, which we're actually going to turn the floor over to TazCreates.
All right, y'all be easy on me. This is my first time. So for the Black Business Highlight, I'm proud to introduce Movement 1921. And so 1921 Movement is a fashion and apparel brand. They're on a mission to celebrate the rich legacy of historically Black colleges and universities and empower individuals through stylish designs carrying a profound message. And so they represent almost all HBCUs. You could find something for your affiliated alma mater. And so definitely check them out. You can shop Movement 1921 on Instagram or on the web.
Respect. Shout out to them. Definitely looking at some new stuff for homecoming season. Definitely be on the lookout for that. And if you are ever in the business of sponsoring us, we will always take donations.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Funds.
Clothing.
Skrilla.
Shorts.
T-shirts.
Sweaters.
Hoodies.
Fanny packs.
Jogger suits.
Backpacks.
I ain't got nothing.
Socks. I'm done.
Sneakers. All right, but yeah. But with that being said, guys, we're actually going to take some time to actually talk about this week's topic, which you're probably seeing in the title. This week we're actually going to be celebrating our 100th episode. As you can tell, man, we've been at it for a while now. We've done 3 full seasons, and I really didn't realize until Mr. Smith said this to me about 2 or 3 weeks ago at the time of this recording. But yeah, we're about to be at 100 episodes. I'm like, wow. Because in my mind, I thought I would have a ticking clock. No, you're not, Taz. All right. But in all honesty, I think it has been a blessing because to kind of give some insight, there is a video from Kev on Stage. Maybe if we find it in post, we'll add it in here. But he explained how if you're really about this podcasting business or about something similar, give it 100 episodes. Back when I started this podcast, back in 2021, I believe it was. 2020? Yeah. God, dog, that's been a long time. It was really just something that I wanted to do during the pandemic to be able to kind of connect with my friends and share and talk and kind of just get some things that were on my mind off. But as it kind of grown and expanded, it has very much become a routine part of my life where I've had some of the funniest moments in my life over the last 3 years from this podcast. We're not doing that today. That is not on the docket. But no, in all honesty, man, I think that this podcast has been a blessing because when I've needed moments to vent, I've been able to hop on the mic and share my piece. When Mr. Smith had wanted to share stuff, we've had multiple really dope conversations. But all in all, I'm just really grateful that we made it to this point, and I look forward to continuing to have more episodes. Coach Scientist, do you have any thoughts about the podcast?
I'm in agreement. This was more of your brainchild. And I truly enjoy just popping on and showing up and being a team member in that way. And I am forever 1000% grateful for Mr. Smith and for me. This is a big deal because from how we started and where we are, it has come a long way.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with Mr. Smith.
Yes.
So we are truly, truly grateful. And especially because I try to do the promotions. Listen.
I'm about to say we were a mic and a dream when we first started.
So
try to do we thought we were going to do a post every Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah.
We just knew up and down we're going to have it posted. I'm trying to edit. It just wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work.
It's truly a team effort, and I'm very appreciative of the team. And for Brother X, I do agree this has been a very fun adventure that I was not 100% expecting to, have. So yes, to those shorts too. To that, we're also still looking at the website of 1921, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes, and thank you to them. Shaw shorts. I'm very much like I need things.
But getting back to it, man, I think as we kind of spin things forward, I guess some goals and some ambitions that we have for the podcast. We are trying to work for season 4 to get some more video up for our YouTube channel. The biggest thing that we're trying to figure out is basically just kind of a proper setup where y'all don't see all of our business on the internet streets, but enough where everybody feels comfortable that we're able to share this information in a well-organized fashion. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Continue to have more guests, more discussion. Mrs. Smith don't know this, but we're going to bring back March Madness with the music brackets.
I think we should bring back the super fight once a month.
I'm about to say that's fair. I think bring it back because I know TazCreates has brought it to our attention that we haven't done super fight in quite some time. And if you don't know what super fight is, you're not an OG listener. Like if you go back to our early episodes, it was one of our icebreakers. Some of the best on-air comedy I have ever heard in my life has come from super fight. Oh no, we are not released that. I know listeners, we're all over the place, but just know that we are working on things to kind of expand it and make it better. But I do want to open the floor up to our guests because these are some of our most reoccurring guests outside of the redheaded assassin. Kelsey, shout out to you. I know you would have been here if you didn't have a conflict. But guests, do you guys have any of your favorite moments from the podcast? Mrs. Smith.
One, Kelsey, we miss you. Keep spending that dude's daddy's money and make sure you cut us a little bit of, some coinage so that we can have some money for season 4. We greatly appreciate it because homeboy's daddy, the dude whose daddy you taking, he don't deserve that money. He needs to stay broke. You taking that money. Secondly, like you said, goals and ambitions, would like to have, some more interviews, some more collaborative projects. I kind of think about what Issa Rae has said a while back, where she's like, you try to talk about, I want to work with people that's at the top. You're like, no, I want to work with the people that's right as parallel with me, my constituents, because they're in the grind with me. Like they understand what I'm dealing with, and we're working together to build ourselves up versus the top pull down method. Because the top people, they're like, I ain't got too much time for that. And you get more creative juices. That's kind of what a lot of things that life is throwing these days. There's a lot of remakes. There's not really a lot of creativity. So I would hopefully like to work with a couple more podcasts. Again, shout out to Chaotic Culture Podcast. They're definitely one of the creative ones. Shout out to No Strings Podcast with Rel Simon. Like all of those, we would like to do an interview with hopefully in season 4. And then to answer your question, well, obviously my one favorite moment for this season is definitely the bachelor party because these niggas, Taz and Dion, oh my Lord. Do you understand how many times as I was editing, I laughed when Dion said, so you don't eat vegetables? like just the subtle stuff that he would say. I'm like, oh my God, you just made my job joyful to edit. Definitely some of the taglines that Kelsey has said. Hell, even in this podcast, Queen C getting her ran off about Carisha. So, it's just, these are the things that I think the dope conversations that you will not get in scripted reality TV shows or anything like that. You get the realness within these types of podcasts. So listeners, keep running us up so that we can expand and get these real conversations going to other folks.
Yeah, man. Queen C, you got any favorite moments?
I have a bunch. I do want to give a goal or ambition to you, Brother X, and the culture scientists. First off, please keep me as a recurring guest. I love it here. But what the listeners don't know is that these two are surrounded by an array of colorful characters. So my goal for you all for season 4 is to try to get some more of those colorful characters that haven't been on yet to do at least one episode. Because what I tell you, they got some hilarious people in their lives. Straight up.
I'm about to say, I'm afraid. Listeners, I'll be just saying, like, yes, Queen C is 100% correct. But there are some friends that I am afraid, genuinely afraid of what they're going to say.
We need to figure out a way to have like the microphone for like the podcast at the wedding, and people just leave a message and be like, "Hey, yo," something like something like that, and then that we release that as an episode. It's like no way.
Well, we can talk, Mrs. Smith. We can maybe figure something out.
The wedding.
I'm about to say,
no comments from the loved one.
I'm about to say messages for the loving couple. God, wait.
Podcast.
Wait, I don't know because there may be drinking and.
I'm concerned, but we will release it like after we listen to it.
Of course. Oh, dear God, Mrs. Smith, we would actually pay you to edit that one.
It's paid? Cash money?
He would be dying. He's over there dying laughing. I can imagine.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, without question. I know there's gonna be certain characters. I'm waiting for them to come up because I know they're gonna say some reckless stuff.
Mrs. Smith, there's one family member that I have that we can't allow on the mic.
Your uncle?
Awkward. Oh look, a free iPad.
I'm trying to keep it anonymous, but damn. All right. So if my aunt hears this, apparently, please just know you are allowed to speak on the mic.
Just put me out.
Bruh. But no, Taz, do you have any goals or ambitions or I'm sorry, Quincy, did I finish? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't get my favorite moment.
Go ahead.
So besides majority of what Kelsey has said, as well as a lot of what Taz has said, which is pure comedy, one of my favorite moments in general is with me and you, Brother X, and it's what does consummate mean to you? And I love that moment because it truly gets to the heart of our friendship. Like, y'all don't understand. We've been going back and forth like that for 15 years. And it's just pure comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But you still gonna tell me what you think the word consummate means, because you ain't gave me no definition yet.
I already explained in the episode, you need to go back and listen to it, what that actually means.
You never did. I have listened to every episode. You have never explained what the word consummate means.
Y'all just gonna have to listen to season 4 and maybe I'll answer it. Bruh, I quit.
Taz, get out the chat.
There goes,
get out the chat.
There goes the chat. We are done. You have ruined this for everyone. There is no end of the year pizza party. There is no Freezy Pops. There's nothing. We are no more chat.
So, one of my favorite moments in general is TazCreates is such a nice person. Okay, I will admit this. He's a very, very nice person. However,
talk about it. You better speak your truth.
This boy, this man, like,
yes,
yo, he comes out of left field sometimes.
Sir.
And then the jokes and then like the nicknames and the you know. And I'm just glad that we've been able to capture some of this.
I'm about to say, don't worry. Like I have all the transcripts. Like, dog, it's in a black box. Because when you said thumb and tablet, I choose you in the chat. Classic.
No,
Quincy,
no, a wild iPod has appeared. Classic.
Taz, you got any favorite moments or goals?
Favorite moment still is by far your bachelor party. We were on one, but I think a close second was the superhero fight. I forgot who I was going against, but I used the Ultra Instinct music to come out and like flame whoever thought was against
it was me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve it, but I did. I'll do it again.
I really did. I promise I didn't.
But no, this has been like a great platform just to, like you said, stay connected with friends. I feel like I've gotten closer with all of you. Queen Ci, I never met you in person, but I feel like I've known you my whole life. And so I'm really appreciative of you and Mr. Smith for putting this together so that we could all be here and celebrate together. What'd I do wrong, Mr. Smith? I'm supposed to call you something else? Oh, I forgot you're now forever known as Blue Crab.
You use someone's government name. Auntie Sam is here to tell you use somebody's government name. That's a no-no.
Oh, my bad. Brother X.
The culture scientist.
The culture scientist.
Almost like this.
Mr. Smith.
When we have the hiccups. Yes. Like, I remember when
I can do it again. Take two. No, I'm done. That's all y'all get.
I appreciate it. I will say some of my favorite moments from the podcast so far have been me and the culture scientist reenactment of stories. Dog, undefeated. Like, you want to talk about Jeff?
What the Fuck Studios.
What the Fuck Studios, man. Listeners, What the Fuck Studios is coming back. We just need a really good story for it. We may even get an animation for it.
It has to be inspired, bro.
I'm about to say it also has to be natural. Like, we can't just force it.
I probably could have did Gunica, but like, she did it for us.
You're right. We don't want her coming for us.
Nobody to speak for her. Nah. And I'm just a little scared.
I'm about to say it is very real. Yes, Taz.
I got a request. He doesn't have a nickname yet, so I'm using his government. But I recommend me and Dion do a dad joke segment in season 4.
I agree.
Yes.
That'd be fun.
I think we can make that happen.
In season 4, we did mention when we went on vacation last year, he needs to do like a food segment where
him and the tiny librarian. Yes.
They just need to describe food.
So,
like, this is like, well, what are you eating for dinner tonight? And let them talk about it. Or where did they go eat somewhere cool? I don't know, because they were fun to eat.
Dog, that Italian restaurant that last night,
bruh,
hilarious.
Like,
yes, Queen Ci.
I would like to enter another favorite moment of mine. From March Madness when Nurse Joy left the chat.
That was the one I was going to use.
The scientist betrayed her.
Listen,
you
she was mad. She used everybody's government name.
If I was never going in that direction to begin with,
you betrayed her.
Y'all are wrong for that.
She was looking to you for support, for backup. She
said you violated.
And I told her up front that I was not in agreement.
I'm about to say, you let your plantation pal down.
About to say, y'all supposed to be plantation pals. Y'all got about a month and a half left. You and her should never part.
Oh my God.
I will say, having guests on, when we dropped the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music for when Peanut was trying to decide for the Kendrick Lamar.
We had a decent amount of guests on.
Oh
yeah.
We just had some very fun moments.
Peanut, if you listening, I'm sorry to put you through that torture. It was for content. I agree with you at the end, but I'm sorry. When I listened back, I was like, damn, I really did do that man dirty, but that shit was funny.
There's just been so many different stories. How we realized that Florida just can't get right. The amount of stories that involve drugs. Dog. And we would be remiss if we didn't talk about how I shared my story to my friends and they laughed at me about my surgery with Dr. Michael Myers.
I wasn't going to bring it up, so
Go ahead, Coach Scientist.
No, I just remember that story and what was it, the back shot joke that somebody said?
Yep.
Kelsey.
You know exactly who brought it up.
Oh, it was Kelsey.
Oh yeah, Brother X getting them back shots. Yeah.
Kelsey said, Brother X, ironically, you walked like I did.
But he had to get 8 shots.
We don't have to go into detail.
Above the top.
We don't have to go into detail.
Yes,
I would.
Queen C, you were saying something about back shots? Go ahead.
Yeah, because Kelsey said, ironically enough, Brother X, you walked like I did my first time getting back shots. And that's what set me and Mr. Smith off. We were just like, whoa.
And here I thought this was a safe space.
Is that what you said last time?
Yes. I thought it was a safe space. I felt like I could share this with my friends on our 100th episode. But here we are.
Ooh, did it again.
We just go play Britney Spears anytime Taz talks from now on. Just, oops, I did it again.
Brother X, look at it from a straight man's perspective. I would have thought you just got BBLs and you just were like, trying to recover.
Just go ahead. We're here.
See, I wouldn't have had to say it if you opened up the chat.
That's fair. If I give you back the chat, you gonna act right.
No.
I will do my best.
He's a
that don't mean much.
At least it's only him and Queen C. Because if it was worse, if it was the redheaded assassin,
bruh, never again.
And Simba.
Because Simba, bruh, never again. Dog, gosh. All right, we've been rambling a little bit, but anybody have any other moments?
I just want to know. I would like to shout out to and honor, those who are no longer with us. Oopsie, I did it. I'm sorry. I would like to, remember and be excited about the memories that we got to share with Pastor P.
Pastor P.
Because he was a silent killer.
I'm about to say that if there was any regrets that I have about the podcast is not having him on more often. Because when we talked about the Usher Bucks and using them at for tithing, hilarious.
This is Brother X's father. Y'all didn't know.
I'm about to say at this point,
Pastor P.
None but love. But yeah, man, we've had a lot of great memories. We have a lot more to come. I think spinning this forward and things that we look at our learning curve, I think getting better about timing and organization on my end. Not necessarily. Mr. Smith does a phenomenal job. Coach Scientist does what she does. I have to get better about my organizational stuff as well as topics, expanding my ability to be a host. Like, I feel like I do a decent job of hosting, but I still feel like I can learn the ebbs and flows of the conversation and how to kind of guide it even better than what I currently do. I also think that figuring out the right mix of ignorance and like seriousness, because sometimes I feel like we can go off on the deep end, sometimes at my expense, but we won't talk about that. I'm healed now. But all the things, just a journey. I think just more growth. We can definitely talk about that. We can definitely find that space. And I think what I would like to do is to not only have this podcast, but to branch out to having that food segment, having the
finally doing our health segment.
I was about to call y'all something else, but I refrained.
Uh-huh.
I was going to use that nickname.
The health segment of us.
Yes, with you and Nurse Joy.
Yeah.
The plantation pals. That's what you were going to say, right? The Plantation Pals.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Maybe
Good
have a
old
text
Taz.
with Dion and Mr. Smith, just kind of finding more ways to kind of create additional content for people kind of learn and explore things that myself or the culture scientist may not be as astute with.
A more well-rounded.
Yeah.
Which is, we're all very talented, as you said. So
yeah,
why not play on everybody's skills and talents?
Yeah,
and the podcast has always been about a way for us to connect, but a way for everybody to grow. So this is a way for everybody to show their creative side and help us become. And this could be a group effort, as I like to think of it personally.
I agree. But with that being
said. But still that.
Yeah. Gosh. Yes. I guess our transparent moment for this episode is just continue to run up the numbers. As of this recording, and this may change by the time that we get back to it, we're actually roughly about 4,510 plays across all according to Spotify. As well as we have hit at least 50 Spotify followers, and we're continuing to grow, man. We actually have our highest episode is 129 plays for episode 1. Then you have the bonus episode with Nurse Joy and Cousin Simba about Before I Let Go. Songs from Mama is another good one in my mind. Just all these really phenomenal episodes. So just kind of go back and explore, listen to our growth as a podcast, and continue to be on the lookout for the new things that are coming in season 4. And I know we hinted to this before, but the Culture Scientist and I are going to take a break until after the wedding, and where we'll be coming back to you guys for season 4. But we are going to leave open the mics or the studio for different guests and people to pop in. So kind of be on the lookout. Maybe people talk about their trips. Some takeovers, some special editions. Who knows? Just kind of be on the lookout. Yeah. So definitely check us out on all of our social media at the TNT Pod 123 on Twitter, Truth and Transparency Pod on Instagram, Truth and Transparency Pod on TikTok, the Truth and Transparency Podcast on Facebook, the Truth and Transparency Podcast on YouTube, and you always hit us up on our email at truthandtransparencypod123@gmail.com for the Culture Scientist, for Mr. Smith, for all of our guests and myself. If this and all of our loving supporters, if this podcast gets no bigger than what it is right now, they are forever grateful. We are forever grateful. And the immortal words of my pops: eat the elephant one bite at a time. Peace.
I'll see y'all in season 4, y'all.
Y'all niggas funny.